Hi everyone, it's Beth, and today I'll be making a farmhouse floral hanging pocket. I used one of these hanging tags from Dollar Tree, a piece of burlap that I got from Walmart, some buffalo check fabric from Dollar Tree, some lace from Dollar Tree, Spanish moss, and some different florals and greenery, white chalk paint, Mod Podge, and hot glue. First thing I did was remove the stars that were on this sign. Now you can use any of their tag signs. They have them most seasons. So I just had this one and I removed the stars in as much of the paper as possible. And then just put some damp paper towels on it. Let it sit for about 15-20 minutes. And then sanded it all off. After I had it all sanded off and it was dry, I took the white chalk paint and just gave it one quick coat of the chalk paint and dried it with my heating gun. And I did this just because I didn't want any of the brown showing through the fabric. Once that was all dry, I took the Mod Podge and placed a thin layer of it over the entire front of the tag sign. And then I had taken the piece of fabric and I had just cut it a little bit bigger than the sign and stretched it over and smoothed it out and made sure that all of it was completely attached to the sign. Next, I took my heating tool again and just made sure that the Mod Podge underneath was completely dry. And then once I did that, I used the Mod Podge again and did a layer on the outside of the fabric. I used my heating tool again to dry the outer layer, and then once that was dry, I cut the excess fabric all the way around. And then I took the piece of burlap I had and just lined it up to see where I wanted it to go, flipped it over, and hot glued both sides. So I did one side at a time, gluing that side down. And then for the next side, I needed to make sure that it was going to be a little loose in the front. So I just made sure that I did not pull it nice. I didn't pull it tight. I just left it loose and then hot glued that side as well. And then the bottom as well, just glued that down, but I did it in pieces. I didn't do it all at once, just so I made sure that it wasn't too tight and I didn't want it to look bunched up on the bottom. After I had the burlap pocket all made, I took the Spanish moss and filled the pocket. And after I did that, I realized I hadn't made the holes again for the hanger, so I just took this little needle tool from Dollar Tree and poked through the fabric where the holes were, and then took some twine, and it's hard to get through there because of the fabric, so I just folded it in half, folded the twine in half, and then poked it through with that needle tool, and then tied a knot in the back, and then did the same thing on the other side. Next, I started filling it with the greenery, that's lamb's ear, and then some lavender picks, which were from Dollar Tree. And this is what it looks like so far. So I almost debated leaving it like that and not adding on the lace, but I ended up adding it on, and I only hot glued it in the back, so I can remove it if I don't end up liking it, but I just thought it gave it a little bit something extra, a little bit of color on the pocket. So you can just hot glue it on the back and make sure that it's even on the front. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. I might remove it. But that is it. It's super easy and super simple, but it looks really adorable. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.